Hello, so the Christmas present has finally arrived. It's come all the way from Cornwall in the United Kingdom. So it's a batch of old hammer models. So I'm going to start building a Bretonnian knight and peasant army. And I think I ordered some plague bearers as well to go into trying to make an army of demons, all for old versions of Warhammer. So usually playing 4th, 5th and 6th. So let's open up the box. Give it a rip. Bubble wrap's always a good sign. It's got the classic packing chips. So Bretonnians first in the top here. We've got some knights have got an undercoat. Someone started with a yellow and white scheme. What's next? We've got some peasant archers, and they're actually on round bases. So someone's obviously thought about using them for Age of Sigmar. They've got the round bases. That second packet of peasant archers. These ones are squares. Good. Don't have to rebase them. They look like they've been sprayed in a brown colour. So I've not seen that before. I'm not sure what colour I'm going to paint these. I don't know if a brown undercoat will work or not. This is the plague bearers, and again they've been put on round bases. I've bought a stack of 25mm squares for plague bearers. They're all on round bases, and they look like they're painted. So these are going to get stripped. Last thing in the box is more knights. Some look like they've been painted grey, and the rest undercoat black. That one looks almost complete paint job. So I'm just going to open the packets up now. Get rid of the box. So this was my Christmas present to myself. I don't think I trust anyone in the family to order old hammer models for me. Yep, so these are, I'm not sure if that's a prime. Then they've picked out the steels and the leather work quite nicely. But the horse is not very well differentiated between the horse and the barding and the tail and the knight's colours. It's an unusual choice. It's not one I'd go with, but it's painted quite nicely. And here's a guy that must have been by the same one, but they've not picked out the leather and steel. Could actually work as a ghostly paint job for ghost knights. I don't know if there is such a thing as ghost knights, by the way. So just plain black undercoat. Plain black. And this is interesting one, the painted one. So I've gone blue, and there's see this brown horse, blue. They just haven't done the shield colour. They've left that black on the shield. So these 6th edition Bretonnian knights have got a shield on the barding, and usually you put a design on that. I think usually you take the knight off paint the knight, and then paint the horse and glue them on separately later. There's five knights. I'll do the knights, do the knights together. So when you buy these online, they don't always come, they might all be of the same batch, but you'll see with this one again, they look like they've been painted separately. So sprayed black, and then they've started to paint the shields yellow, and that one doesn't have a rider. So it should be there he is, a loose knight. Pop him on for now. Then we have another one, same thing, they've done a black spray, and they've picked out the yellow first. It's unusual, it's difficult to get good yellow on black, but they've done a reasonable job actually. Might be, it's quite thick, so that might be how they did it. Just kept painting till it went yellow. So a slightly different one. They've done a I thought it was quarters, but it's not. It's actually not equal. But they put white and yellow on the black, which is the hardest thing to do. So well done whoever painted these, because that's hard to get white on black. There's four the same. We've now got two standard bearers already. Again, yellow on the black. And then there's one which is painted differently. And his sword snapped off. The joy of buying old hammer stuff, the sword has snapped off here. So they've gone, this is Cross of St George, quite famous for being the colours of England. And they've gone off-white, so that's a creamy colour. I'm not sure, I've got a bulb here to show everything. Might dilute the colour, it's actually off-white, creamy colour. And snapped sword. Don't know whether to glue it on straight away. There we go. I'm going to leave it off. You never know whether to do it straight away. So that's the knights. And the knights are going to be the backbone of the army. I'm going to sort of do quite a few. And if you want to have a heavy mounted cavalry force, then the Bretonnian is the one to do it with, in my opinion. I'll do the peasant archers next. So again, this one has got the kind of light colour scheme, and the base as well matches. So maybe the same person, yeah, it must have been the same person painted these two. Maybe it's like a ghost colour scheme. If it's a ghost colour scheme, it's working quite nicely, like a dry brush top of the base coats. So these other peasant archers, they've got a brown undercoat. I don't know if that's a Games Workshop one, because I don't know that they came up with a brown undercoat. They don't have one now. Peasant archers. This must all be the same batch, I think. If the Ghost one came out of the batch of brown, then the brown works well. They've put like a grey, greeny grey colour scheme on top. That's the stakes. When you play the game, that's it in front. Oh, no. Archers on round bases. Very interesting. interesting. So that's a grey one. The base is actually grey, round grey base. Could possibly be a Blood Bowl one. But they've stuck them on, I think it's polystyrene cement, so that'd be tough. Usually with these, you can crack with your clippers. You can sort of crack the foot. But if it's stuck on quite hard, you'll cut the foot off. So you have to, then if you think you're going to do that, you need to get like a scalpel blade and kind of cut so you keep the foot on. Obviously don't cut their feet off. So yeah, they're undercoated black. Some are not undercoated at all. Yeah, these must be old. They've used this basis for something else. So I don't think they ever did Bretonnian for Age of Sigmar. Someone could tell me if Games Workshop did that or not. So these have all been put onto different coloured round bases. So I'm gonna have to. There's gonna be a decision. Yeah, they're not gonna go. I don't think it's super glue. No, it might be super glue. It's got the telltale white. That could be super glue. Polystyrene cement tends to stick straight down, and super glue leaves this white residue. This guy looks like he's got a jester's hat on. It's weird, I've never seen that, but there you go. So they'll need to be taken off the circular bases, because I won't be playing Age of Sigmar with Bretonnians. They certainly don't do it at the moment. And the last packet came in the post today. So I ordered it for Christmas and it's 29th today, so it's a bit late. So these are Plague Bearers. Individually bagged as well. Packaging. I suppose you prefer over packaging to under packaging with your precious models. Just pop them open. So these look like the same batch, or the same colour scheme, all round bases. All the basing material is the same. And I'm going to do a flesh colour on the Plague Bearers when I do them. Flesh, and then pick out the horrible rancid bits in pink. So like this guy's got a sort of big tongue, so I'm going to do flesh and very, very bright pink, and then probably use like a glaze, pinky red glaze on to make the fleshy bits pop out on them. So these ones will actually probably go through a sonic bath to strip the old paint off. They're not badly painted actually, quite nicely. Probably just, they're a bit plain, and I'll probably just give them a lighter green on the top. Ooh. So I'd probably just do a lighter green on the, if I was going to keep the colour scheme. Just pop them out a bit and probably pick out some eyes or zits in a pink or a flesh colour. Make this, because these guys are covered with like acne and pustules and things. And if you put them sort of yellow is good because that kind of shows pus. So I think, oh no, they're all on their tabs. So they've been based with some basing material. So give them a when you get, if you don't, obviously if you were going to do Age of Sigma, perfect, leave them as is. But if you're going to swap them, so I'm going to take them off and clip the base and super glue them to it's just MDF. So just give it a feel, and you can usually, there you go, so it just goes, and it just, you just pull, yeah, and it's PVA on the basing mixture, just PVA. So I'll put these in the sonic bath, toothbrush, clean them up, clean them off, get the snipper, snip the tab off because there's no tab on my squares, and then super glue them on, and then sprayed them just through the can just ran out, just threw them out. One of the really light ones you can use for contrast paints. So that's the plan for these guys. Same for the knights, because these are all painted and they've all been undercoated in a black. I'd like to paint these bright colours, so I'm thinking of yellow and blue, white and something else. So four main colours, and for that to show up on black is, in my opinion, it's very tough. The person that painted this has made the yellow show up. So what I'll do with these is, again, you can use a sonic bath for plastic as well. Give them a bath, or even with plastic. Sometimes what I do, this is all-purpose cleaner called Simple Green, and don't leave your hands in it, but it's quite safe. Like it's a soap, so non-toxic, readily biodegradable, so it's fairly nice, whereas a lot of cleaning solutions are bad. So with plastic, sometimes I drop them in the Simple Green first, toothbrush them so it loosens all the paint off, and then drop them in the Hydro Sonic, which then shakes the paint off, and then toothbrush them again, and possibly see how they look after that. So there you go, that's my old hammer Christmas present to myself. Lots of work to get them to a stage where I'm going to paint them, but for now, because I've got 110 zombies to paint, for now I'm just going to transfer them to the shelf of all the rest of the Bretonnian stuff, and then pop these ones I'm going to pop ready to pop into the bath. I'll probably do these in the next few days. If you look over here, I've got some old fuse already stripped. Already pop them in here. Toothbrush. And I've got to work out a way to stick. Got to work out a way to stick this onto that, because you can see if I snip that one off, the surface area of the Fury is tiny. So if you super glue that, that's going to snap off. So I'm thinking of maybe use araldite, or super glue that like that, and then put some filler to fill the base in, or even get a stick, and because they fly, maybe even do something like, maybe not that tall, that's too tall, but maybe stick them on like that, cut that off, and sort of stick them, something like that's an idea. Christmas present to myself.